When we look at the living world around us, the forests, oceans, skies, and the rich diversity of life they host, it's easy to forget that what we see is only the faintest sliver of what once existed. In fact, more than 99% of all species that have ever lived on Earth are now extinct. It seems that the history of life is not a steady march of survival, but a sweeping saga of rise and disappearance. For every species alive today, there are thousands that vanished, often without leaving a trace or descendant. Hence, counterintuitively, extinction, rather than survival, appears to be the dominant theme in the evolutionary story. This may seem grim, but it's also profoundly illuminating. Extinction isn't just a failure of adaptation, it is often the result of forces far beyond a species' control. Mass extinctions, like the one that wiped out the dinosaurs 66 million years ago, are caused by sudden environmental changes, asteroid impacts, volcanic eruptions, or drastic climate shifts. Even more common are background extinctions, the slower, ongoing losses that happen as ecosystems change over time. Evolution is not a guarantee of permanence, but a constant race against changing conditions. Some species had short evolutionary lifespans, just a few million years before disappearing. Others, like trilobites or ammonites, lasted hundreds of millions of years before extinction eventually claimed them. Many went extinct without leaving descendants, their unique genetic lines ending completely. Imagine all the forms of life that once swam, crawled, or soared across the Earth, creatures with features and behaviors we'll never fully understand. Fossils provide hints, but for the vast majority, there is no fossil, no imprint, no evidence at all. They lived, thrived, and vanished in complete obscurity. This knowledge gives the present-day world a kind of ghostly resonance. Every living creature today is the product of survival against incredible odds, not only the immediate challenges of predators or disease, but the vast sweep of deep time. The tree of life, often depicted as a branching structure, is really more like a bush that's been heavily pruned by extinction, with most of its branches ending in abrupt stubs. The ones that continue today, humans, elephants, corals, and fungi, are the exceptions, not the rule. It also forces us to reframe how we think about biodiversity. What we see now is not a complete picture, but a snapshot in an ongoing process. Life is dynamic, not static. New species emerge, others disappear. The idea that extinction is unnatural is only partially true. What's unnatural is the rate at which it's happening today. Human activity, through habitat destruction, climate change, overfishing, pollution, and invasive species, has dramatically accelerated extinction rates, rivaling those of the great mass extinctions. Scientists estimate that current extinction rates are 1,000 times higher than the natural background rate. Understanding that extinction is natural doesn't justify inaction. On the contrary, it sharpens the responsibility we carry. Unlike asteroid impacts or ice ages, modern extinctions are driven by an intelligent species. We are now a geological force, capable of shaping the future of life on Earth. And unlike the species that vanished without a voice, we can make deliberate choices. Ultimately, the fact that 99% of species have gone extinct is a reminder of life's fragility and transience. It tells us that the world is far older and stranger than we often imagine, and that the living world we cherish is not permanent by default. If we want to preserve its richness, not just for ourselves but for the sake of life itself, we must treat our planet not as a resource to be exhausted, but as a living legacy to be protected. Every species alive today is a survivor of extinction's long shadow, and in protecting them, we honor the life that exists and also unimaginable diversity that came before.